Sí, señor. Anyway, no lo he juntado todavía.
Yo, Pop, let me get a cheese.
Yeah. I think we got it. Well, alright. Hey, my nigga ain't no need for that. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm time to make it. This one for passion. Yeah. I see my life on high beams. The bright light focused on my dreams. Like helicopter spotted by the SWAT team. But I don't worry about a thing cause I'm clean. You are silly. Welcome. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so happy that I'm finally doing this. My name is Saget, and this is the Papi Store Podcast. This is something that's been a long time in the making, and I know I'm looking down. I'm trying to make sure that all my audio stuff is right. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you for joining me. Wherever I decide to put this at, please like, subscribe, post notification, check, all whatever it is. I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go along with this. Yeah, this is something that's new to me, and this is a journey that we'll all be going along with. So just please bear with me. I promise you will not be disappointed. So as you can see in the background, you see the iconic Papi Store Couture logo. Go to the website, check it out, papistorecouture.com. That funds this, that funds everything that I'm doing, whether it is, of course, this merch there, but all types of content, this podcast, me being able to go ahead and do this, and the purpose for it. This is what papistorecouture.com does. It allows me to do these things. So let me go ahead and explain what Papi Store Couture is and how I came up with this. A lot of people from Philly, Papi stores are famous here, but I always get asked the question, Papi Store, what, why, like, what's up with this? Like, people from Philly know what they are. They're not bodegas. We don't call them Jones bodegas here. They're little markets that you go to, but I'll just go into a brief detail of why I came up with this and, why I'm going to keep on pushing this forward. So I have a lot of friends who aren't from the Philadelphia area, and they come down to Philly to come visit. And when they come here, they always ask the same question. Where do we get a good cheesesteak from? I heard of two places that's right across the street from each other, and they're like warring and battling. Is that where we go to get our cheesesteaks from? And I'm like, no, that's not what we do. So then they'll be like, well, where do you get your cheesesteaks from? And I'll be like, well, we just go to a Papi store. And then their first response is, what's that? And I'll be like, all right, like, I can just go ahead and show you. So we'll walk out the crib, go to the corner, and we go to a Papi store. And then we go in there, we order, whatever you want to eat. Well, first thing they want is a cheesesteak. And they never know how to order a cheesesteak right. People always ask, like, do you put, like, barbecue sauce on it? Or, what? No, like, and I'll have a podcast about that, too. Because when y'all come down here, y'all be out of pocket. Y'all don't know how to order a cheesesteak. But then they'll get to looking around the store, and they'll be like, well, what else do they have? Like, whatever you need. The Papi Store got everything. And they'll look around the store and they'll be in such amazement that this one little entity, this store, services the community. And there's so many different things in there that you can get. Like, I got a on my Instagram page, at the Papi Store Couture Instagram page, I did a funny little video just naming random things that the Papi Store has. So, you can go ahead and check that out. But, like, they'll just get in amazement into just thinking like, yo, this one store does have everything. And it kind of hit me that we are from a city, Philadelphians, that we go ahead and we have so many good things about us that we just go ahead and just take for granted. Our culture, our swag, our lingo, that we don't appreciate, and then other people go ahead and appropriate. And they take our culture because we don't even go ahead. Sometimes we just don't respect it, or we don't even know how special we are as Philadelphians. So, and I'll give you a perfect example. So I was just watching ESPN the other day, and Dan Orlovsky was on there, and he always talks about how his wife is from the Philadelphia area. So they got a segment on there, and he's talking about the Eagles, and he's like, yeah, so what the Eagles going to do is they going to get that joint together. They going to win that joint. And I know they got that joint, something like that. And the whole studio is busting out laughing. Like, they are laughing like this is the funniest thing they ever heard, like, in their entire life. And us as Philadelphians, we talk like that all the time. Like, that's how we speak. Like, I don't think there's a time that I don't speak like that. And just based upon that conversation or those antics in that segment, that goes to show you how when we don't go ahead and truly appreciate and embody our culture, like, these people can go on TV and make millions of dollars and gain millions of ratings just by how we act on a daily. This is normal to us. So this is the reason why I came up with the Papi Store Couture. This is the reason why I came up with the podcast, the content, the overall brand. Is just highlighting us as a culture, talking about Philadelphians as a culture and appreciating it, and again, just highlighting it and letting us know that, listen, we are special individuals. We're different. There's not a person in the entire planet that's like a Philadelphian. I can guarantee it. I haven't been all over the world, but I've met a lot of worldly people. I've been all over this beautiful country of ours, and there's nobody like us, like, at all. And I know that you guys can attest to that. So, who this podcast is for, who this content is for, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you and let you guys know. So, these are the reason for it and the people that this is to represent. The first thing and the first people is Philadelphians. People who have been here, who lived here all their life, who embody being a Philadelphian. This is for you. There are things as Philadelphians that, I want to go ahead and highlight. We can go ahead and bid off of. We can laugh. We can cry. We can go ahead and get angry. We can disagree. But we can go ahead and talk about it as Philadelphians because we've been here. We are here. We are of the city. And there's some things as Philadelphians living here all your life that we don't know. And I want to go ahead and be able to disseminate information that you living here in the city may behoove you to go ahead and know. So that's the first type of person this podcast is for. The second person this podcast is for, or type of person that this podcast is for, are for the people who are no longer residents of Philadelphia, but are Philadelphians, and they live somewhere else, whether it's abroad or they, live in other states, and people really don't understand or get them. Like, it's kind of a disconnect. And this podcast will go ahead and the content will serve a purpose to go ahead and give you something that you can go ahead and relate to, because you're not relating to the people of whom you reside with now, and B, allowing them the opportunity to go ahead and listen and be like, see, he gets it. They get it. This is what I'm talking about. And it gives you that, allow me to be a medium between you and others to go ahead so you guys can go ahead and reach that common ground. And the third type of person that this podcast and this content is for are for people who are moving here and have never experienced anything like Philadelphia before in their life. Like, they are a fish out of water. This podcast is definitely for you, because listen, Philadelphia is one of those cities you got to take the good with the bad, and it is some great good, but it is some bad as well. And this is going to go ahead and give you information on how to operate, how to speak with us, or when we speak to you, what it really means. Like, sometimes we can go ahead and come off as aggressive, but we're not being aggressive, and you don't know. Sometimes this could be the podcast to go ahead and let you know, like, hey, where you can go. Hey, or yo, I wouldn't go that way or do that, because there's definitely some places where I wouldn't want to go ahead and go, and things I wouldn't go ahead and do. So this could go ahead and be like some sort of like guide to how to operate while you are here in the city, whether it's for school or you moved over here now for work. This podcast is definitely for you. I'm so excited again to go ahead and do this. This is something that I've been planning on doing for a long time now. I finally went ahead and built up the courage and got the funds to be able to go ahead and do it. And excuse me. Again, I built up the courage and got the funds to be able to go ahead and do it based upon, a lot of the people who've been following the brand on Instagram to go ahead and go to papistore.com and buy the merchandise. That gave me the opportunity to go ahead and buy the equipment to go ahead and do this. This gives me the opportunity to go ahead and do something like this full time, and to go ahead and just lay it out. There's so much more that's in the works other than just merchandise and content and podcasts and music and things of that sort. I have a lot of big plans for this brand. So please like, subscribe, share, post note. I'm gonna figure that out. I don't know what these kids be saying, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right, and then the next episode is gonna flow like butter. But whatever, just follow this thing. Follow this joint. This is a dynamic thing. This is something that's going to go ahead and grow. I know it is. I'm going to make sure of it. I know that the avid listeners and the followers of the brand are going to go ahead and make sure that this grows as well. Listen, we got some topics. We got some people who want to go ahead and come on this platform and speak, some real true Philly folks, and they're not pulling no punches. This is not a pull punch podcast. I like how that sounds, but this ain't that. We gonna keep it real. We gonna keep it a bean. Again, this is a new experience, so just bear with me, grow with me. We'll grow together. Again, the Papi Store Podcast. Follow it, like it, subscribe it, share it, all that type of stuff. Follow the Papi Store Couture Instagram page. That's at Papi Store Couture on Instagram. And then shop the website, papistorecouture.com. I got some nice fire merch over there. A lot of people have been buying it, wearing it, appreciating it. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure I highlight the people that do, because by you guys doing that, it gives me the opportunity to go ahead and do something like this, something that I'm going to consistently do weekly. And let's have some fun. Let's do it, guys. Happy 2022. I didn't want to be too long because this is the intro and I'm really trying this out. I'm kind of like Joe right now because like I got the background and this, that, and the third and setting all this up. Like I'm not technical at all, but I'm getting this together. Like, yeah, like I'm getting it. But I'm out of here. Papi Store Couture. Follow the page. Papi Store Couture at Instagram. www.papistorecouture.com. Search the website, shop the merch, and we are out.